Alright, this is going to be a video for the SleepEZ Terra Foundation install. So I'm making this because the instructions that come with this are not as clear as I'd like them to be. So I figured I'd make this video and try and help you guys if you're kind of facing some questions, because these instructions are more for a full and a queen. The king size, I believe you just make them go side by side. Like if you have two frames like here, then it'd just be side by side, because two twin extra larges make up a one king. I wanted to first start off by showing you the size of this bolt. So I have a 1/2 inch, that's a metric, or sorry, a say, and a 13 millimeter right here. So a 13 millimeter will fit, but it's a little bit loose. You can see that. A perfect fit is the 1/2 inch. Let me try and get that. So this has less wiggle room. I can even show you on this chart right here. This is just from Tecton. But as you can see, let me try and do this. If we get down to 13 right here, we can see on the right is the millimeter, and then 1/2 inch is a little bit smaller than the millimeters, right? So 1/2 inch is going to be a better fit. Now, it says that there are no tools required on this somewhere. Let me see. I believe it's somewhere. Right here, no tools required. But when I first saw this, like I wasn't sure. Like, are you supposed to read, left to right and then like go like this, this, this? There's no numbers, right? Like you would think step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just kind of weird. SleepEZ said that they don't make these instructions themselves. It's like a third party, so maybe that works. But at least on my order, I was missing some wing nuts, like just this portion. So I actually went to the store and then found out what the exact size is. My store, which I went to Ace Hardware, they didn't have any of these wing nuts in stainless steel, which is what they come with here, I assume. But yeah, it is this size, 5/16 and 18. And then this 1/2 inch is referring to this part, right? So later on, like you might see, like let's see in this photo. If you're like doing this, right? This part might kind of spin around in the, how you say, in here. So if you want to keep this like locked in like this while you're turning it in, that's the only reason why I really mentioned that. I guess in theory, like you don't really need it, but that's just how I like do my stuff. So this is the size. I got brass ones. These were about $2.50 each. So this is about $10 for 4. I will say that there's a lot of hardware, so if you're missing something, then yeah, it might be expensive to buy. But Jeremy at SleepEZ said he'll reimburse me for these, so I don't even worry about that. Let me pause the video and kind of show you what the setup should look like. All right, excuse the mess here. It's kind of rough right now. Everything's kind of all over the place, but let me try and show you. So I have this set up, like, so I have a king, right? So I'm gonna have double the pieces because this is a twin XL, right? So I have 2 and 2. So basically what I was gonna start off by doing is these numbers, I don't know who writes these down, but I was just trying to match them up. Let's see. So I was going to put one of these here, and then another one like right here. But first, I was going to actually connect the side piece, which has L2. I was just going to try and do like L1, L2, then like L3. But I guess it doesn't matter. But definitely for this side, you have to have this lip on the outside, right? I was kind of confused because in all of the photos, like this one, you have a middle piece, right? But, and even here, right? That's not a thing on the Twin XLs because, well, I only have 4 pieces. So I was wondering, well, what goes in the middle? And then if it goes in the middle, do you do it like this? Or do you flip it around like this? Right? Like, do you have it, the L, like this way? Or do you have it like this way? Like this divot? Because if you look at the photo, let's see. Here, it seems like it definitely uses that. But anyways, let's get started. So first thing you're going to do, set up your top pieces and then connect this in here. Now, I like to see the instructions mentioned, you know, for people who might not be sure about the washer positions, but it is on the product page. So hopefully they can get this added to the instructions. You want the washers out and then, you know, get this through right here. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Like that. Then, oops, let me get the washers first. So put it in like that. Then you see there's 2 parts of the washer, right? A flat side and kind of a raised side. You want the flat side facing towards here, right? Just think of it like a crush washer. And then you'll put in this right here. And then you'll put the washer or the whatever this is called, I forgot, on like that. So that's how you do it. So remember, there's like a more flat side that goes there. Put it like that. And don't worry if it's not like perfectly flat. Like you can see this one is like a little bit raised, right? Once you tie in the wing nut, it's gonna flatten down anyways. And make sure you don't cross thread these. So, you know, typically I just kind of go counterclockwise until I hear the click. All right, I'll be quiet so you can hear it. Then go ahead, like that. And then you're gonna repeat that on the other side. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go on the bottom, like on this side. All right, so hopefully we can unpause this video when that's done. All right, so I got the other side done. I just want to make a little note. Like, you want to have these a little bit tight, but not too tight. Like, this is not the final resting position. So get them like taut, and then when you have everything like settled in, like this, that's when you kind of, like, you don't want to tighten all these before all 4 corners are done. So I'm just saying, get these nice and snug, but don't go like super tight just yet. All right, so this is kind of what you end up with doing one side. We're gonna have another side over here for our king bed, but yeah. So, you know, get it set up, then you can kind of tighten it. Here is the screw, so, you know, it's really hard just holding on to here and tightening this. So that's why I was suggesting, oh, I might be doing that the wrong way. Sorry, I'm using my left hand. So yeah, I personally might use that socket, the 1/2-inch socket, and then tighten it a little bit more. But yeah, that's how it looks. And then let me show you how to do these. So I personally am gonna match up these L numbers with whatever's here. It doesn't matter because they're all the same. But that's just a personal preference thing. So yeah. All right, so we're trying to put on this thing on here, right? You can see this little hole. Never mind these cracks, like right here. But it's supposed to go through this one, right? So you can see there's 2 washers, right? So one is gonna go on this side, right? And then one is gonna go on this side. You can see there's some, it's not, you know, there are some issues with the foundation, but you know, whatever. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start off, oops, sorry. You're gonna start off the screw by putting the flat end towards this side, right? So the flat end is going to be facing the wood side. So I'm gonna put it like this. Oops. Right. Go through there. And then on the other side, it's gonna go through here, right? And then it's gonna, the flat side for this one is also gonna be towards the wood. So it's gonna be like that. And then you're gonna put this piece on and then the wing nut. So let me unpause that, this after I'm done. All right, I'm not done yet, but I just put in the top hole first, and then I'm going to show you doing it. So this is the flat side towards the wood. Put it like that, and wing nut, right? So you're going to do that same thing, but with this, and then all 4 other sides. Okay, now remember, like, don't tighten this all the way. Like, you just want it kind of tight because, as you can see, there's some play here, right? Right? So you want to do this, like, ideally, like, while you're holding it up in the air. I'm kind of using my knee to hold this up, and then, you know, I like to have this, like, dangling, so it, like, it's not standing up on it, and then tighten this, if that makes sense. So right now, nothing is pushing on the bottom of this, and I'm gonna just tighten this until it feels pretty snug. And then I might get my mallet that's on the left there. Oh, this is spinning, like I was saying earlier. So here it might be helpful to get your socket, but basically what I was saying is I'm going to probably, you know, do something like that, right? But let me get my socket and then tighten this, and then, yeah. Okay, after I was holding the wing nut just in place like this, right, and then using my ratchet to tighten, it was just so much easier. So I want to say it's almost required to have a 6-point socket. And I mean, I guess you could use a 12-point. Like, you're not gonna use an impact, so like, how much can you really round the bolt? But you just can't tighten this very well. Like, you just don't have great leverage on a wing nut just doing this. So, you know, like, this is a 1/4 inch, right? You're not really using that much torque, but if you really want to get these snug, I think you should really use like a 6-point socket and just hold on to these and just tighten it up. So yeah, that's my thoughts after doing this on one corner. Now here's a question that I didn't think I would have when I first saw this, but just, you know, thought of it as I was doing it. You can see there's like a smooth portion of this, right? And a more rough portion of this, right? So which end goes which? Now, I'm like 90% sure that the smooth end is the one that you want on the ground. So just wanted to note that for you guys, because that is not mentioned in the instructions as far as I can tell. It just says attach 2 legs to center. Well, I don't even have a center, but you know, for people who really like detailed instructions like me, that might be a question you have, right? So yeah, remember to put the smooth end towards the ground. All right, I guess I was wrong. There is a quote unquote middle piece for this. It's not really a middle for me because this is the left part of my, I guess, mattress foundation, but I don't believe there are holes. Well, maybe there are. So yeah, never mind. There's gonna be everywhere these little numbers are. That's like a foundation leg. Now you might not have foundations leg. I just realized, but ooh, this looks a little crooked. So you know, I guess before you really tighten these up, you kind of like have to hit it to get kind of straight, if that makes sense. But yeah, these always stay on the inside. You know, outside doesn't make sense, and you want the wing nuts to be inside because it might dent your walls or something, or drywall if it hits something. But yeah, so I'll get this done with the second one and then show you the end product. All right, so once you get your I guess foundation set up, you're gonna get your cover. Ignore all those wires over there. And then drape it over the top of this thing. I think actually you put the slats in before, and I was actually just thinking maybe it's better to assemble these like with the foundation legs on here before you connect them to the side pieces. That might be a lot easier, you know, when this piece is just by itself on the ground. But yeah, that kind of stuff, I guess you kind of think after you've done it. But yeah, so maybe in the future, if you guys are seeing this before you do it, get the top and bottom pieces, plug in the foundation legs and like tighten them first. That way you just have to connect these two like this, and you don't have to worry about tightening these while the entire piece is in the air. You can just kind of do these separately, like when they're on the floor, like just lay them and then do it that way. So yeah, I'll show you when I'm doing the second part. All right, so your first slat's going to be this middle one, and then do your corner one. So like there, I actually put my slats, like I try to position them right in the middle of this foundation leg. So like there's a little bit on here. I did notice on this one that this post wasn't like level with this. It was actually a lot higher. So I actually lowered this. So make sure this thing isn't any higher than this. So like, because if it is, then like this won't be able to, you know, lay flat, right? Right now it's kind of lower, so I'm going to see if I can adjust this. But yeah, the idea is for both of these things to support this, right? So yeah. All right, I noticed that this part wasn't laying flush with this, right? Like there's a gap right here. So I just put the foundation on the side, and I'm going to loosen this up. And basically what I'm going to try to do is, you know, like do it like that, right? So that this part matches this part. So I just want that to be flush. But yeah, I think putting it on the side is kind of the best bet. All right, so I have a total of 38 slats for my king. So I just divided that into 19 for, I guess, the one side of the Twin XL. Now the instructions say that there are 20. I guess there's 17 and then 2 end pieces and a middle piece, but I only have 38. So maybe it's just the instructions that are kind of iffy. But yeah, it takes some playing around with the widths because there aren't any markers that really tell you where the slats are supposed to go. But yeah, I kind of did from this end to the middle, like I was thinking about 9, and then from this end to here, another 9. And then I kind of played in with 1 in the middle. But I did put 1 on these end pieces, like right above here. Now, maybe like if you wanted to get the perfect like 9, 9, and then 1, maybe I should have had like, 9 going this way, and then maybe 9 going this way, and then 1 straight in the middle here. But yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the middle would be 10. And let's see from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this would be the 10th. So yeah, that's about how you do it. You kind of just have to experiment. Like, it would be nice if they kind of just wrote down like a number. Like, I thought maybe the staples kind of would guide it, but that's not it either. If they could write like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that would help. But just a tip for you guys. So once you get to this point, you're going to put the cover on, and then I guess if you're only doing like a full size or a queen, then you're pretty much done at this point. But I have to do another half now. So yeah. You definitely have to put the foundation's like this right now, right? So you definitely have to put it there and then lay it on its side to get these legs perfect. Otherwise, it's just too much of a gap. And I know wood kind of bends, but that was just too much for me. So yeah. Now, if you're having too much trouble, holding onto these, right? Use like a little spanner and then like wedge it in here like this, and then use that leverage to hold it, because it's really hard to hold a wing nut like this when you're using a socket, 6-point socket wrench to tighten this. It's tough, and it will just spin around in here if you don't hold this tight. So I would definitely recommend like a spanner or a crescent socket like this if you end up doing that. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys what I meant earlier about installing the foundation legs on the top pieces first. So basically, if you just lean up the side pieces like this, you can get this part flush pretty good. I mean, it's kind of just hanging there, right? So you don't have to, worry about this being pushed up and this going too far. You can kind of adjust it a little bit, and then all you have to really worry about is just connecting the side pieces. So I think if you're starting to do this, it's way easier to do it this way and then just connect the side pieces. So that's what I was talking about earlier. All right, I just wanted to mention this. Earlier I was saying you kind of do like 19 per twin XL. But this, I guess, is the slat spacer. Apparently this is the thing that you're supposed to use to check, the space between, so you don't have to really guess, right? So that was my bad. Yeah. So when you're doing this, once you set up your slat right here on the end, use the spacer and then just use that as your guide to do the 19 instead of what I just did. This is a lot easier. I was wondering what this thing was for, but yeah, that's what it's for apparently. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like when it's done, and then you're going to get your first bottom layer and then place it on here before you cut it open. Alright, so you can see the bottom layer, it has the cover part, and so I guess you do that. Alright, so like I haven't even opened it yet, but you can hear the air, and the long lay is gonna go like this, right? So just open it, and then I guess this will just puff up. Alright, so actually this is like 2 layers, like you can see. So like you just have to pull this one this way, and then like the other one can stay there. But one layer is not like this thick, it's actually like this thick. Alright, so this is not just half of a bed. So, alright, so this is what the first layer is going to look like. You're going to kind of want to tuck it in like this, and then, yeah. Alright, so this is the second layer. For me, it's the medium Dunlop. So this is a firm Dunlop on the bottom, medium on the second layer. And yeah, you can see it's kind of getting closer to the edge of the zipper thing, but yeah. Oh, and they do include the pillows in this final layer. You can see this little thing. So that's where your pillows are, if you ordered them, I guess. Alright, so for me, I put my soft one on the left. This is the Talele, and then this is the medium Talele. So soft, medium. And here's what the bed looks like once I have my linen on it. Personally, my favorite linen sheet brand is Ferguson's Irish Linen. I'm not really sponsored by them, but it's just something that I like using. The reason why, I mean, I just put a new sheet on, so it has the folded like pleats. But the like little rubber thing that I use with flat sheets, this is just not big enough, so I don't have this around the little mattress thing to kind of hold this in place. But yeah, that's just kind of what it looks like. It's pretty big, but I guess that's what happens when you upgrade to a bigger king size mattress from like a full size. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what it kind of looks like with sheets. I mean, what would you expect, you know? It's like a normal mattress. But yeah, I personally really like the linen feeling because it feels cool to me. So yeah, this is going to be the end of my long video. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned what not to do from the mistakes that I made. I mean, the coverage under the bed, it's okay, but like I used to have an outlet over there, and just based on this room size, like it's not like I can kind of crawl under here because of this. So just be aware of that. Like when you have this foundation, it seems all right so far, but I guess tonight will be the first night trying it. So hopefully this video does help you guys. Yeah, so have a good one.